pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Nick pushed down the backstretch, is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
Foul from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series live on JTN from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, you know him, you'll love him. He's everybody's favorite rambler. It's Mr. Ricky Collette.
Hi there, Joe. Glad to be back here tonight for Bomb Squad Racing at the incomparable Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is technically Lowe's, which is where we're at here tonight. Going to be a fun one. We come here a few times with Bomb Squad over the year and a half, and usually when they come to this place, it's quite a ride. So I think we're going to be in for a fun race here.
Always an exciting race here in Charlotte. It's going to be another fun one for you tonight. A little bit shorter than the 2 races we had last year. 20 laps shorter, that is. Only 120 tonight as compared to the 140 that we did last year for both the races. Although that 20 laps, Ricky, I don't know how much of a big difference it's going to be for these drivers outside the fact that they can only go 21 to 22 laps on a tank of fuel.
Yeah, about 21, 22 laps. So there's going to be a lot of pit strategy at work here if we get some long green flag runs. A bit of racing time out there with 120 laps. So, I mean, 20 per, that's like 6 pit stops. You're going to be coming down a lot, needless to say, and you're really going to make sure you're going to want to make sure that you are executing that every single time. I think the most important thing that's going to happen here when we get to happy hour and everyone gets their qualifying position sorted out is that these guys are going to want to do a little lap around real quick and then make sure that they can get down pit road at race pace, because you don't want to play around with that too much.
Yeah. And Ricky, you mentioned it there, pit strategy. When you pit, how you run the tires is going to be very important here tonight. Let's take a look back to last fall here in Charlotte.
No, he's still going. Rogers, but wasn't me for our leaders. They're all kind of on the same cycle here. And they make it to the end. Brandon Hawkins looking low, blocking low. They're still under power coming into turn 3. Do they have enough to make it back to the start-finish line?
Just need enough to get off a turn 4.
Hawkins goes into the wall, blows the right front tire. That's going to let Ricky J get on by. Ricky J going to come down off of turn 4 and win the race here with no power.
Oh my goodness.
What a strategy call for that 193. So Brandon Hawkins still under power here. He has his hull pretty much sealed up.
The right front tire goes.
Yeah, blows out, going in the middle of 3 and 4. One more turn. 140 laps here. Literally 1 quarter left, and that right front tire gives out.
And it was a thriller here last year, as you saw Brandon Hawkins losing the tire on the last lap. Ricky J able to capitalize on that fact coming to the checkered flag. Pit strategies had cars pitting with 10 laps to go, mismanaging the fuel and the tires. And last fall's race really was one of those crucial points of the championship battle. Happy hour underway. Cars already out on track, getting that crucial laps and opportunities to try to make a mock run down the pit lane. We'll wait for those qualifying results to come across our desk up here. Been a little slow. Bristol's running all over the place, doing a good job playing fetch. You see Danny Hardy, though, had know he had a strong time. Pit box up towards the front of the pit lane. That 03 team looking for a good run here tonight.
Back.
You hear Ricky telling us he's back. For all you folks at home, Ricky, you got that starting line. Here's the thing. Sometimes Bristol likes to mute your microphone. Sometimes he doesn't. It's just it's the way it goes. But I think you were just saying that you're back with the starting lineup for tonight's race.
Oh yeah, I am for tonight's race here. Got a qualifying order all set up here for Charlotte Motor Speedway. I don't know, Joe. Do I call it Lowe's or do I call it Charlotte?
I think you can call it what you want.
Let's say Charlotte for right now. But for tonight's event here, we will have 21 cars starting the race tonight. Good sized field, and starting on pole at a time of 28.692 seconds is going to be the 029 car of BSR Killjoules. Starting on that front row on the outside, the 03 machine is going to be BSR Danny Hardy. From third spot, it's going to be the 193 car of Ricky J. And Herman Reese will join him in that second row, starting in the fourth spot, 73 car. Fifth spot, last car in top 5 here, the 088 of Greg Lovell. Silver Bullet in the 4 car will start from the 6th position tonight. Mike Coulong in the 199 will start from 7th spot. The 103 car, Nelly, will start from the 8th position. Rick Craddock in the 22 will be rolling off for the 9th spot. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 66 car of BSR Terry Scott. Starting at 11th spot, naturally, will be the 011 car, Steve Grant. Turco in the 19 machine will start for the 12th position and will be the last car to take a time in qualifying tonight. Rest of the field determined by a random draw. 13th spot goes to the 114 machine of BSR Eli, 114. 14th spot goes to the 68 machine of Brian Voiles. Harry Codier in the 13 car starts from the 15th spot. Starting in 16th will be the 28 car of BSR Keith MC, old Mac Daddy, deep in the field here tonight. Randy Wow in the 21 car will start from the 17th position. Monty Keller in the 028 car rolls off 18th this evening. BSR Magoo in the 144 car will start from the 19th spot. The last car in the top 20 will be the 49th car of BSR Brain Fade. And rounding out the field in spot number 2-1, the old Whoop Brothers 21, except it's not because it's actually the 91 car of BSR DJ Champ. And that's going to be the starting lineup for tonight's race here at Charlotte. Joe, I was talking about 21 cars here. With fuel strategy being as much as a priority as it's going to be, I don't know. How do you feel about it? You think you want to be up front early on in this thing?
Yeah, you're looking at 5 stops minimum tonight. As long as you hit all your numbers right, you don't short pit at all. Not a lot of room for the undercut tonight. I think that track position going to be really important. We heard the drivers talking down in the garage area, really honing in on the importance of track position. Maybe that more so than some of the races we've had in previous weeks where the tire wear was very, very extreme. Still a lot of tire wear here tonight. Again, we run 3X wear here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series this season to kind of shake up the challenge for these drivers. But nonetheless, Ricky, I think that, like you said, track position, to answer your question, going to be very important tonight. If you're up front, you want to stay up front. The guy that's been up front for most of the year, it's this 029. You see KJ, I think he's practicing restarts right now in that car. Going for win number 4 in a row. Already had a 3-win streak earlier on in the season, races 2 through 4. So looking to get his longest win streak of the season is driver 029. Welcome in Miss Kathy Voiles, Mark Bancroft also tuning in. Welcome. Glad to see you tuning in to JTN tonight. Cannot thank you enough for all your support. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday evening. It's the unofficial start of summer this weekend. It's a good time in the racing world this weekend, too. So got obviously a lot of stuff on deck for folks at home. We're going to enjoy it here on JTN. I think we're going to sit back, relax a little bit this weekend, Ricky, because we had some other things kind of fall through. But get to sit back, relax, watch all the racing like all our fans at home.
Yeah, except we got the best seats in the house right here. We get to watch it from the booth.
AC All-important pit stops. Danny Hardy misses it a little bit there. Spins the 03 car. This was your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember to use code JTAN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $30 or more. Drivers being called to their cars as they're pushed to the grid. We await the most famous words in motorsport.
Most famous word in motorsport, taking a minute.
Well, you know.
Sometimes
Sometimes it's hard to get those dignitaries to, it's a little bit of stage fright talking into that microphone. Not everyone's as good at it as we are up here in the booth.
Waiting for it.
Waiting all.
There it is.
As you hear the command, and these 21 drivers get their hot rods fired up. 120 laps around this pristine 1.5-mile speedway here in Concord, North Carolina. It's going to be KJ, BSR Kilojoules, lining up on pole here tonight, looking for win number 4 in a row. Hungry Cats, though, to his outside and behind. Got Danny Hardy starting in the outside in the 03 with BSR Ricky J in third. Herman Reese going to line up in fourth. Greg Lovell, who currently sits third in the points, back there in fifth. Silver Bullet sixth. Mike Coulong there in... I already lost seventh. Nelly eighth. Rick Craddock and Terry Scott 9th and 10th, rounding out your top 10. I already screwed up. Greg Lovell is second in points by a pretty healthy margin over that 193 of Ricky J. So getting ready to get this one underway. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking here on JTN. It's your home. We're the home for it here on Thursday night. It's going to be another fun one. KJ with control for the start. Fans are on their feet. Green flag, and we're underway here from Charlotte.
They'll begin to thin out here coming into turn 1. KJ gets a good lead here on the 03 car. Danny Hardy right behind him, though. Ricky J starting to look down low, and that 93 machine can't get there just yet. Follows him down the back straightaway. Everyone kind of filtering through single file.
Single file all down the back, straight away down into turns 3 and 4. Everyone being nice and orderly to start this one.
Nice and orderly indeed, but looking a little further back here, 13 of Harry Cody and get to the inside of 114 of BSR Eli. Looking to make that position. This is going to be for that 12th spot. Cody gets to the inside here, gets the position, but Eli gets a good run. Almost gets up into the wall, but he hangs on to it.
Car up ahead of them, falling back is Silver Bullet. Just lost 2 spots that time down in turns 1 and 2. Going to lose another one here to the 66 of BSR Terry Scott.
Looks like that high line's just a tiny bit usable there, Joe. It seems like these guys are getting some grip up there. Kind of trying to use that to kind of maneuver the track a little bit, get around some of these guys. A little further up front, Herman Reese looking to the outside of the 193 car. Ricky J falls back in line behind him. Silver Bullet all the way back to that 9th spot. Mike Coulong trying to get that position from him. 4 car trying to just sort of stem the bleeding right now, as it were.
And you're already thinking adjustments now for this first pit stop, right? Because I know we talk about short versus long run cars, but you can't be losing this many positions on the initial start of the race.
Oh, for sure. 11 car Steve Grant down on pit road right now, but we stay green out here, still racing. One trying to stay a little bit single file, except Mike Coulon get to the inside of this 4 car.
Long trying to get around Silver Bullet. Bullet all the way up next to the outside wall. Gonna lose the spot to the 199. 22 now to his inside. Here comes Furco in the 19, having a good start to tonight's race. Thought about diving it to the inside of the 4. Didn't have enough momentum, though. Stays in line.
Thinks once about it, but doesn't think twice about it. Falls back in line there. Good call. Just want to run your pace here. You don't want to get too, having a great run so far here around that 11th spot. But we are only 6 laps out of 120 right now, so there's a lot of racing, a lot of pit stops left. So hopefully that can all stay together for him here. But as we're running right now, 6 laps in at Charlotte, 29 and KJ still holding that lead, but Danny Hardy is not letting him out of his sights. Been running identical lap times to our leader for the last few laps. Already starting to drop off quite a bit. Not actually, never mind. I was lying.
I was going to say, what lap time did they run this time by the line?
File coming around this place. You're running such high speeds right now, Joe. These guys are doing close to 200 miles an hour coming into turn 4 here. Turn 3 here. 192, 193. When you're in that draft a little further back, it's actually a little stronger than that too.
How important is that draft here tonight for these guys? It doesn't seem like it's, recent weeks it hasn't seemed like the draft has been all that important, but tonight we're really seeing this front of the field staying grouped up nice and together.
It is interesting because in most cases, I would say, I wouldn't think that the draft would be that much of a factor, but it does seem like you get a little bit of toe going down these straightaways. You could definitely see deeper in the field these guys having more speed by just riding around in the wake of these other cars. It doesn't really help them in the corners, though. That's kind of the back and forth about it, but it does kind of give them some, I guess, dirty air on the nose there, just in the sense the car's getting pulled around by that wake. It makes it a little tighter. A little harder to maneuver. At the moment, though, everyone kind of minded their P's and Q's all the way through the field here. Just see if there's a battle on track at the moment. Really isn't a single side-by-side battle on track at the moment. As everyone, I think, for these first 20 laps are going to be pacing themselves just a hair. I think they're going to try to get to that first round and get the whole field kind of divvied up a little bit. That'll help break the draft, and if you're KJ, you're going to try to get the drop on these guys and just run away from them. If you're Danny Hardy, you're looking for a way to hit early and kind of hoodwink this 029 car and jump in front of them on the spit cycle.
You saw Danny kind of gain some time there the last couple laps, and then that last time around lost all that time back. Is there kind of a point where you get too close to that guy where it affects the car too much?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. But in most, in traditional cases, I would say yeah. Video game cases, I don't know. Because this game doesn't really model dirty air in the way that you would model dirty air. It does kind of, by chance, react the same way just because the draft makes the car go faster, and if the car go faster into the turn or is like has more ability to speed up in the turn, it makes it tighter. So it does kind of create dirty air in its own way. So I think that's what we're seeing right now with that 03 car, is that when he gets up close behind him, he's getting a run down the straightaways when he's that close behind the 029, but probably not really helping him in the corner. That being said, you can see it right now. He's not really picking that back up, so I think Danny Hardy, the handling on that 03 Hardy's car, naturally, might not be exactly up to our leader at the moment. As we're talking about that, Ricky J right behind him on the 193 just gets a little bit of that paint and the transition to the apron to the turn. You saw him kind of go up the track there, get tight. That kind of let him create a gap between the front of him and the back of the 03 car. Now Hardy's got a little bit of wiggle room between him and the rest of the field, but you got to think these guys are going to come right back to them with that draft train going.
And last week, Danny Hardy had such a good run going in this 03 car. Had the late race issue with the pit lane and spinning and having to come back down, and just a bunch of mistakes late in the race that we are not accustomed to seeing out of the driver 03. That cost him a really good shot at having a good finish last week at Texas. Led 23 laps on the night. You got to think they're looking for some redemption here. Try to wash that stale taste out of their mouth after last week in Texas.
Well, the best place to do that right now is running in second like they are. You got that leader right in your crosshairs. If they can put together a full race, they're going to feel a lot better about that. That whole Texas race is going to be a blip on their radar.
And tonight, more so than what the actual NASCAR Cup Series we'll see this weekend with the transition from Texas to Charlotte, this version of Charlotte and the version of Texas we ran last week, very similar, right?
Yeah, pretty similar. I would say there's a little bit differences. Charlotte, I actually don't recall which one has higher banking, but Charlotte's definitely narrower. You can just see it on visual, just eyeballing it between this and Texas. But the track, the geometry, the diameter of the turns, it's a little different. It's a little different of an art than Texas, so it races a little different. Texas, I think, is a lot different than a lot of mile and a halves because the wall comes out just so quickly at you coming down the back straightaway at Texas. It's such a sharp angle between turns 1 and 2 and that outside wall when it comes up on you that it's weird to run up top. Charlotte, it's a lot more gradual of a curve, so it kind of blends into that back straightaway when you come off turn 2, which is why you can run the high line so easily here sometimes. And you see a lot of these guys actually kind of doing it tonight already, running that middle and high line.
Yeah. I've noticed, too, these leaders, they're running that lower line on entry, letting it drift up through the middle, running the middle through the center, maybe 3/4 of the corner, and then kind of diamonding it back, double apexing the corner, maybe is a better way to say it. But saw KJ kind of hit the paint there a little bit coming off of turn number 4. Danny's got a big head of steam going down here into 1, but Ricky J looking to the inside.
Ricky J looking on the inside of this 03 car. Eli down on pit road. That scared me for a second, but he clears the 03 Eli. Now Herman Reese going to try to get to him. Ricky J grabs the wall just a little bit, but then the 029, as this was all happening, had a big moment there coming off the turn. Joe, I can't tell if he was chasing it and it got tight, and that was just a reaction from him having so much wheel cranked into it, or if he got loose there.
Danny just clapped the wall a little bit there off of turn 4 again. That's going to allow Herman Reese to get on by for the 3rd spot. Behind them, Nelly and Terry Scott battling for position. 66 going to go on through and make the pass. Well, we're coming up on those pit stops, Ricky.
Those pit stops are going to be starting soon here.
To think leaders probably coming in the next lap or so. You probably still want to be the first guy down the pit lane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The sheer drafting. Well,
The sheer audacity of this draft.
So here comes KJ down the pit lane. Herman Reese going to come with him. Danny Hardy, Greg Lovell.
Everyone does a great job of getting on down.
Nelly was really quick coming to the line in that 103. I don't know exactly where the line is. Old Mac Daddy Keith sees it in the grass. Got it back out on track. There you see that 28 car. Doesn't look too worse for wear, but definitely has lost some time.
68 of Brian Voiles into the outside wall just a little bit.
They're really slow coming down the back.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are really slow around here. Everyone coming off pit road here. KJ getting off, but Herman Reese gets a huge launch coming down pit road. Leapfrogs the 029. Greg Lovell in the 088 likewise gets around the 103 of Nelly, the 66 of Terry Scott, but Greg Lovell gets out right behind KJ, so he'll be right in the fight with him here.
All right, so pit stop shake up the running order at the front of the field. Herman Reese cycles through ahead of BSR Kilojoules. We'll see how that cycles through with the lead. As the rest of the leaders are down on pit lane right now, Ricky J going to be pulling out of his box. He's already down and away on the apron here through turns 1 and 2. Has to be careful not to go up on the track. You don't want a black flag. Might be able, is he going to be able to hold on to this lead, Ricky? This is one of those big crucial moments of the race. Won't be able to do it. Herman Reese going to take the lead here in Charlotte.
Just a fantastic pit stop by that 73 team. Really did maximize their time getting on pit road and getting off to be able to get on by the 029 and KJ. Herman Reese was a few cars back, Joe, too. That's the other wild thing, and made all this ground up and basically just took the lead on pit road there. Got to come up with a 68 car, Brian Voiles. That's riding right slow, and Greg Lovell almost gets into the back of him. That was almost catastrophe right there.
Ellie in this 103 going to be fighting to stay on the lead lap. I think had to come down and serve a penalty. Was running in that top group there at the start of this race that is now splintered as the top 4 all together. Then Terry Scott kind of in no man's land. Danny Hardy lost a lot of time on pit lane, Ricky.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's mired back in 9th position right now. Still on the lead lap, mind you. But something had to have happened there because he lost a ton of ground to these guys. So look at the race changes at the moment. Nelly leading this pack here, even though he is technically not a lap down, trying to defend to stay on the lead lap. If a caution were to come out, he would likely be the lucky dog if he got past. But, you know, and in that situation where you have even tires, if you can stay out in front of these guys, you'd rather stay out front of these guys just so that you don't even have to worry about being in that lucky dog position as you're also passing lap traffic. But right behind him, Herman Reese in the 73, KJ right behind them in the 029, Ricky J in the 193 car in 3rd, and 4th spot is Greg Lovell. That's the last car in this little pack. And then BSR Terry Scott, a few car lengths behind Greg Lovell. By that, I mean like maybe 10 and 15 car lengths behind Greg Lovell in the 66 car.
Kind of just all by himself. That's where you want to be right now, right? You got clean racetrack in front of you, behind you.
I mean, yeah,
I'll take
say
it.
So. The interesting thing, though, that does need to be taken in consideration, and Brian Voiles is in the outside wall. We're still green here, but he is almost stopped in that outside wall. The leaders are coming up quick. They got to be careful here.
Oh, no.
No. Greg Lovell gets into the back room. That's going to be a caution, and that is a very hard break for Greg Lovell.
Well, you saw it live, you'll see it again. Brian Voiles slow after making contact with the wall there. Through turns 3 and 4, let's see how it happened. Eli, big dive there to the inside. 68 just not up to speed yet.
That 68's been having some issues. I'm not really sure what it was, but he was running very slow before he came down pit road. I don't know if he was having a wheel issue, but here it just seemed like Eli got into him. He got into that outside wall, rolling slow. Didn't really do anything wrong. He was up in that outside wall, but oh man, that's a tough spot. He is almost completely stopped up there, and Greg Lovell just pushes up the track and gets into the back of him. I will say, Joe, in all this weirdness, the 088 car doesn't have any nose damage. It doesn't have any rear end damage. It's all just side panel damage on the right side, like he grabbed the wall.
Let's go on board.
This may not be as much damage as you'd think for Greg Lovell.
Ugh. Yeah, Zach. I'm trying to remember who, wasn't that the 14 truck was just kind of stopped? Do you remember what he's talking about in chat?
I know what you're talking about. I think it was the 14th truck. And Greg Lovell already off pit road, so I think they just pulled that door out.
All right.
Hard break for the 68, though, because he definitely got a lot of damage from that.
Yeah. Folks, would like to remind you, if this is your first time tuning into JTN, hello and welcome. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, you click the bell, you'll be notified anytime we go live, and click the like button because Again, it means so much, not only to us here at JTN, for all these drivers at Bomb Squad, and also to our almighty YouTube overlords, so they get this content out to more and more folks. We can't thank you enough, as always, for all the support you give us here on JTN. It's been surreal to see the support y'all have given us here in the last 2 and a half years, not even 2.5, like 2 years and a month. Can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning into JTN, whether it be a Thursday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day of the week. Can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning in. With that being said, would like to remind you about our upcoming races here on JTN. The next time we're live is going to be next week, Thursday, June the 2nd, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from Rockingham. Coverage beginning 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. Then it's the Fast Renegade Cup Series on Sunday, June the 5th from Gateway, 9 p.m. Eastern for that one. Then the Velocity Racing League makes their debut on JTN June 6th from Watkins Glen, 8 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. All those races, of course, live right here only on JTN. Always like having new leagues here on JTN.
Always do, always do.
It's going to be a lot of similar faces, but new leagues. New leagues are good. I believe that Fast Date, too, is a added one because of all the support that we got for those races. So can't thank you folks at home enough. Don't touch that search bar. KJ gets back the lead after that round of pit stops. Because we're going to go back green next time by lap 33 when we go back green. KJ with control on the bottom, then Herman Reese, Ricky J, Harry Kodian, and Danny Hardy, your top 5. Did I misspeak? Is it 32? Ever going to be going back green, Ricky?
On lap 32 right now, so we're going back 33. On 33.
I did get it right. There we go. Now the ticker updates. Gotta love that little score bug that we got. That's very, 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 very far behind some weeks. Yes, Nelly got the big break there, right? We didn't talk about it too much, but Nelly gets a big break there, able to stay on the lead lap in that 103 car. Will now get to be back in the soup, as we like to call it, but definitely a better place to be than right in front of the leaders under green flag conditions. All right, Dodge Charger pace car going to come down the pit lane. KJ with control here for the restart. Great flag. We're back underway here from Charlotte.
KJ back out to the lead here. KJ looked at that inside, but KJ shuts the door, hangs onto it, coming through turn 2 here. 73 and 93 both went way up the track there. Terry Scott did as well. You see Herman Reese now trying to get back to the inside. The 193 falls back in line, though, as they come down into turn 3 here.
So not as quick to get single file as we were on the initial start of the race. Have to think that's a trend that's going to continue. But we are single file now as we cross the line. Further on back, though, car to the inside for a second. It was Nelly. Update here on Greg Lovell. Still looks to be pretty fast. Going to make a move here on Monty Keller in that 028 GameStop Chevrolet. And makes it look easy.
Makes it look easy, yeah. Well, I mean, we know he's got a fast car. He was near the front there. It's just gotta get that track condition back, which is gonna be a whole nother thing. A whole other thing. Not a whole nother thing. A whole nother thing. A whole nother isn't a real phrase.
A whole nother thing.
Whole other thing.
It's time to
Gary
learn
Cody
your
looking
grammar.
around all over the back bumper of that 03 car, looking high, looking low, looking everywhere he goes, but can't do anything just yet. But up front, Herman Reese right there with the 029 car, KJ.
A little bit of smoke there coming off of turn 2. No incident. Ricky J, though, has gotten the lead. I completely missed it. Look at that 193 car back out in front here, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. They need a good run here tonight. Gotta have it.
You want to emphasize need again, Joe? How much do they need it? Oh, Danny Hardy to the inside of the 73 car. 73 car actually grabs the wall a little bit there.
Hardy not able to capitalize on it.
To the trial over here a little further back. Monty Keller starting to get some challenge from Nelly there in the back of the 028. That's for the 11th spot. Right up ahead of them, the 088 of Greg Lovell. Right in the back bumper of the 28 car. Keith MC trying to get that position. Looking to the outside here on Keith.
Look at the differences, too. It's good illustration here from the helicopter cam of the differences in how these guys are attacking the corner. Some of them really waiting to let off until they're pretty much already in the corner. Then the rest of these guys maybe letting off a little bit earlier to get that good drive off. But then they still all come right back together. So not too big of a difference early on the tires of how you're attacking the track. But have to think as we get later in this run, you're going to be wanting to let off a little bit earlier.
Yeah, later in the run when the tires wear in, but even then it didn't really seem like we got through an entire field run. Didn't really seem like they were dropping off too much on the tire front. Seemed like times were still relatively fast. Right now they're starting to come down to about maybe 29.5 compared to like 29.2, which is a few tenths of a second drop, but not as bad as something like Texas that we had last week.
Ricky J out in front of this field has BSR Kilojoules and Herman Reese right behind him. 3 drivers we've seen at the front of the field here more often than not in the last month or so. As we are under caution, smoke on the front straightaway.
Steve Grant slow. Magoo. Okay, never mind. These are.
I don't know if it
not
was.
who did it.
I think it might be old Mac Daddy.
I'm thinking you're right, Joe. Looks like he just
Breakaway.
gets loose by himself there, coming off 4.
Car goes around on him. Nice little spin through the
How many
grass.
spins was that?
I lost count. But he drove right out of the spins. That like a bad, I almost said the bad word.
A bad gentleman.
Yes. Looking really cool. One more look at it. There's 1, 2, only 2 spins. Really lazy spins, though.
Yeah, but actually surprisingly well controlled. You can see that he was kind of gunning it, trying to get the car straightened back out.
Good bit of car control there from old Mac Daddy.
Good job by everyone to stay away from that 28 car and just let him spin. Kept everyone away from Calamity, and they'll all come down pit road here for presumably tires and fuel.
And we kind of got off cycle with that last caution. This is our second caution of the night where we might have had a position where you could short pit to gain some time late in this race, and KJ going to win the race off the pit lane. Herman Reese loses 2 spots once again here after a fantastic stop under green. That crew struggling here these last 2 stops, but these drivers right now, I lost my train of thought. Now we're back. We're back where we started, Ricky, is what I guess I was trying to go for. We're back where we started. This is a round where we would have made that second pit stop if it was under green. If we ran this whole race under green, so we're back to where we started. There, I got it.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. We're about, because you said 20 laps or so to a run, so 40. So this would be about when we would have had our second green flag run, green flag stop. Riding around here. Nelly actually up front at the moment. Don't know if he's just leading the lap and then will come down pit road, or if he's making a decision to try to stay out here to leapfrog some guys.
Might have been one of those patented, I'm staying out to lead a lap and get some points plays from Nelly, because we ran about 10 laps there. I don't think you want to be on 10 lap older tires here tonight. I know we talked about maybe tires don't mean as much as they have in weeks past, but 10 laps might mean something. Folks, would like to remind you, you can head on over now to the JTN merch store and pick yourself up some JTN logo merch. Available on t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, and much more. Got a bunch of great options up there on the JTN merch store. It's linked down in the video description below. It's a great way to help show your support for us here on JTN, but of course the best way to always support us on JTN is to make sure you're hitting that like button on the video and you are subscribed. Sean Fredericks tuning in. Old BSR Sean sending the kudos over to driver number 28. Also saw Aussie Bill and Keith Hughes tuning in earlier, and I think we got kind of wrapped up in the start of the race. Didn't get to shout them out, but thanks for tuning in, guys. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing coming to lap 45 of 120. BSR Kilojoules, BSR Ricky J, Danny Hardy, Harry Codian, and Herman Reese, your top 5 here for the restart. Ricky, what are you looking for this time?
Who's going to get the jump of the restart? We've seen that KJ can really check out from these guys if he gets that top spot on these restarts. We'll see if we can do it again, or if Ricky J can hang with him. That high side doesn't seem like it's got a lot of wheel spin, but it doesn't seem like it's got enough grip to really get a good launch on these restarts.
As the pace car pulls off, we're ready to go back green flag racing here from Charlotte. KJ with control, green flag, and we're back underway.
Ricky J does a pretty good job hanging with our leader here on this restart. Could be a dead heat here coming into turn 1. KJ should have the advantage with that grip on the bottom, but we'll see if Ricky J can get a run center off the corner here, coming down the back straightaway.
Held tough there for a moment, but then as that car approached the outer retaining wall, just got a little loose on him on exit. Ricky J slides into second. Danny Hardy sits third.
Cross line here, KJ leading Ricky J in second, but he is not letting that leader out of his sight here as they come down into turn 1. KJ leading through, Ricky J peeking to the inside. Gets some grip there, center of the corner, but can't get to KJ just yet.
Can't get there just yet. Going to be looking to try to find a way around him as quick as possible. We know clean air is very important here tonight in Charlotte. See Danny Hardy also closing in on this battle for the lead. Ricky J dives to the inside.
KJ down on the inside of the leader coming out of turn 1, gets the run, and he's going to make the pass, put Ricky J up to the top of the board. Now the question is, can KJ rally back at him, or is that 193 car really strong in these early runs.
So Ricky J back to the point on lap 47 of 120. A third of the, or just over a third of the way through this one already, folks. These laps flying by.
Indeed, Ricky J still leading here. KJ in that second spot. But look at third. Danny Hardy is actually made his way back up through the field here. Gotten back up into this top three. Taking a shot at KJ right now, coming down the front straightaway. You see that he's peeking around. Not there just yet, but I think he's trying to experiment with lines to see if he can kind of find something, get some clean air on that nose, and see if he can kind of sneak up on this 029 car.
Another guy working his way back towards the front is Greg Lovell in this 088. That car no worse for wear after that first caution, making contact with the 68 slow car off of turn number 4, Brian Voiles. Folks, we haven't had the chance to do one of these in a few weeks. Would like to ask you, what is your favorite all-star race location? Your choices, of course, are the Charlotte Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, Bristol Motor Speedway, and Texas Motor Speedway. Vote now in JTN live stream chat here on YouTube.
Are you allowed to vote, Joe, or no?
You can vote. I know what I mean, everyone already knows who I would vote for. I mean, what I would vote for. That gave it away, but you know.
Everyone's staying nice and orderly here. So just seeing if anyone can get an advantage. It's very tough right now, I'm noticing, to really get that pass set up. Just because everyone seems to be running very close lap times to each other.
What do you do in this situation now? We're riding it out at this point in the run. Feel like we might have used up the good in our tires. Now you're going to be, if you're going to make a pass, you're maybe capitalizing on someone else's mistake, as there's one from KJ into the outside wall. Danny Hardy going to be able to dive to the inside down into one.
Danny Hardy going to capitalize on that. Harry Codian's been making his way up through the field there in the 4th spot right now. Trying to see if he could follow Danny. Couldn't really do it. Didn't have enough of a run for it, so KJ falls back to that 3rd spot. We'll see if he tries to make a run back around the 03, if the 03 could start to kind of space him out a little bit. Guys racing around a little further back. Silver Bullet to the inside. The 21 machine of Randy Waugh. That's coming down to turn number 1 here. That's going to be for the 10th spot. Give it to old Silver Bullet there in the 4 car. Cracks the top 10 tonight.
Good run going for car number 4. Back up inside the top 10. Slipped back early in this race. Starting to get things going back in the right direction for that Crown Royal Chevrolet. I sense a theme there, you know, BSR Silver Bullet, Crown Royal. I think might like a couple a little bit of the bubbly.
Might be a trend. Might be a trend.
Might be a trend there. Well, who doesn't, right?
Who doesn't?
I'd like to remind you folks to drink responsibly. All right, doing our civic duty.
Yo, you said duty. The 03 of Danny Hardy into the outside wall a little bit. That's going to let KJ get a good run here. Coming down the front straightaway down into turn 1. On the back bumper, Danny Hardy going to look to the outside to see if he can get a grip on that middle line to drive off. But Danny Hardy starts to pull back away from the 029.
It's an interesting battle brewing right now at the front of the field with these guys, right? Zach, no, that is not what I mean. We cannot condone that at all. But these top 3, they're kind of in reverse order of what they were early on in this race, right? KJ was leading. Danny was sitting in second, and Ricky J was sitting third. So we kind of swapped the order here at the front of the field as Ricky J has kind of gotten that 193 Voiles trucking Ford a little bit better. Danny Hardy, I mean, he's sticking right there. They cannot make a mistake on pit lane like they did last time.
They can't this time. They got to make sure when they get down they hit their marks. They kind of got a mulligan here with the way everything fell, so they really don't want to squander that opportunity. But at the moment, it looks like they're not. They got getting that pressure right on the 193 car, Ricky J.
We're closing in on those green flag pit stops here in the next 5 or so laps. We'll have to make them. So you have to wait, watch, and see when everyone decides to come down pit lane. Herman Reese gets around Harry Kodian for the 4th spot. Now Mike Coulong looking to the inside of the 13. Doesn't have anything going that time.
Big dang old Congo line here. As you see the 029 and KJ getting back to the inside of the 03 car. Got to throw it in deep into turn number 4 and clear the 03 car. So put KJ back up to that 2nd spot.
I think Danny just let him have it there.
Gotta be looming here, Joe. We're getting to lap 61.
It looked like Danny just kind of let him go there. Knew he was a little bit faster going to the corner. Didn't want to contest it. It's not the time to contest these positions as we're hitting halfway this time. Not yet the time to kind of fight tooth and nail for these spots. Is KJ going to look to the inside of Ricky J now, really turning it on here late in the run?
Definitely turn on here late in the run, get really close at 193, but KJ to the inside, got that fender there. They're side by side coming down into turn 1. KJ going to try to clear him. Looks like he's going to clear Ricky J, take back the lead. Ricky J's going to try to rally back, though, here. Gets right on the back bumper of that 029 car. You got to wonder if Ricky J's going to put up too much of a fight, though, or not, just because they're going to be coming down pit road soon.
Well, these two no strangers to racing hard with each other here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, those being KJ and Ricky J. I'll put those J's in there, right? Do you have a good pair of J's, Ricky?
No, I do not.
We got to get you one.
I do not use my sneakers that much anymore. I work with steel toe boot. I have steel toe boots for work, so I don't wear my sneakers enough anymore to remember what I wear for sneakers.
Why are they called sneakers? You know, like, are you sneaking around in them?
Well, I got Herman Reese coming down pit road here. First car to come down to this big group. Actually, not the first car. Furco came down a few laps prior, but BSR Eli coming down now as well. Keep an eye out here because the 4 is calling out. He's coming out pit road. The 66 is calling out. We'll see if we get a big madhouse of these leaders coming back down again. Don't this time by, but as we're looking a little further back there, you see Danny Hardy trying to look to the inside of Ricky J. You have some takers down on pit road here. 60-60, 088, the 103, the 4 car, all coming down. 21 comes down from pretty far back, but KJ's still hanging on to this lead. As we're talking about that, the 193's got his hand out the window saying he's coming down pit road. The 028's going to come down too, and the 199's also going to come down, but does KJ come down with him?
He will. All 3 coming down the pit lane.
And you can just see how much speed Danny Hardy... Oh, Harry Kodian just barely makes it onto pit road. We'll see if that has a speeding penalty or if you take pit entry. But for the moment, the 03 Danny Hardy got a great run coming down pit road to hang with these guys. So we'll see what happens when we get these 4 tires and fuel, if he can get a big jump off the pit road. And he overshot his box. That's going to be detrimental for the 03 team.
The mistakes on pit road continue for the 03. Makes the exit for the 193 a little more difficult there, but Danny Hardy going to lose 3 spots on the pit lane and going to lose precious time to the leaders.
93.029 right on top of each other here, coming off the turn 2 down the back straightaway. Pretty much come off the same way they went in.
They're running the same way when they came in, all for the fact, though, that Herman Reese has managed to undercut them and has taken the lead. Or will take the lead.
Not just yet. He's in second. Technically, the leader is listed as a 28 car Keith MC, but he's just coming off pit road right now. So now I think Herman Reese is taking the lead. He is leading here at Charlotte, but great job of that 73 team. They have just been on it with pit strategy tonight. I think they figured out something that no one else has figured out about entering or exiting pit road, Joe, because they just picked up such an insane amount of time.
I was going to say green flag, the first green flag stop, they obviously picked up some positions, pitting with everyone else, and now this time, pitting before helped them gain a lot of time on KJ and Ricky J out to almost a half straightaway lead as driver in team number 73. Folks, I'd like to remind you to vote in our fan poll for tonight. What is your favorite All-Star race location? Those locations, of course, the ones where NASCAR Cup Series has run their All-Star race in the past. Silver Bullet has lost 4th gear in the 4 car. That will be a disappointing end to the race for team and driver number 4.
Definitely tough for that 4 team. It's not fun to ride around here in 3rd gear. It's I think he's out of the race. He's parked it, which I would agree with.
Yeah.
It's rough to ride around here in 3rd gear because you're not going to get above maybe 120, 130.
So, anytime someone loses 4th gear on these 1.5 miles, I always bring up my story of running an old Dash Series race over at Fast without 4th gear, and because we just kept getting caution after caution. So like,
oh yeah,
do you remember that?
Times.
That was a fun time. I think I finished like 11th, and it was the best 11th place finish ever.
I like I used to do I remember sometimes when we'd be racing against some people, they'd be like, oh, just match the ratios for 3rd and 4th gear, because when you tear out 4th gear you still have that 3rd gear, and that probably did help me a few times.
Didn't help you on the restarts though.
Doesn't help you on the restarts, no.
That was the big
but you're
thing on
always
this.
going to be immediately disadvantaged if you're down a gear.
Yeah. That was the big thing on the super speedways, was to match your 3rd and 4th gears.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, that's basically death sentence at that point. If you're on a super speedway and you can't put the car into 4th gear.
You know that it's that time in the race where things have kind of settled down when Ricky and I are talking about our sim racing. Things have settled down here at the front of the field. Ah. Yeah, that is a bummer. It's never good, you know, like sometimes Matt puts a good point in chat. Sometimes you're shifting right, and it is on you sometimes, right? Where you shift a little too late. So you know you're running 8, 9 maybe. But sounds like they shifted at 5. Yeah, those ones suck a lot more when they're not of your own mistake in your shifting.
Yeah, you didn't do anything to like fry the transmission. It just happened to be like, no more gear. Bye. As we're talking though, Joe, the 193 car Ricky J has actually gotten past the 029 car KJ. And it's now set his sights on Herman Reese. They're starting to close that gap back up. Herman Reese just ran at 29.7 last time by compared to the leader's 29.4s. They're really picking up steam. I can just visibly see them getting closer.
So saw Tate Dorsey in chat. Welcome in, Tate. 2 tires maybe for the 03 team this next time. That's that could be a decent idea, but again, we go back to Charlotte here. go back to this race in the fall last year, and Brandon Hawken leading late in the running and losing a tire in 3 and 4, coming to the checkered flag, and ultimately losing the victory to the guy that's run right now in second at 193 of Ricky J. That was a lot of words that I just said.
We've seen what's happened here before when someone comes down and takes a chance on tires, and it's usually not that pretty. So you always got to be careful about it. A little further back, though, as we're talking about this, Mike Coulon gets the inside of the 088 car. Greg Lovell, that 199 car, leapfrogs him for the 4th spot, so put Mike Coulon up to that 4th position. KJ trying to get back to the 193 car, but the 193 car is right there with Herman Reese.
I feel like every week we're talking about the impressive runs that 199 team has. They have a lot of speed. It's just, it seems like the speed kind of comes to them too late in the race to where they can really capitalize on it. That's frustrating, right?
When are they going to come back up on pit stops?
Oh, I mean, we're closing in.
Closing all the way back in. As there goes KJ back to the inside of the 193 car. He's got that spot. They're going to be side by side coming into one here. The 193, Ricky J lets him have it, it looks like.
And this is where we saw in that last run. This is about where we saw that 029 be able to make the pass.
Oh, we got a car sideways into the wall. Greg Lovell stays straight, looks like. That everyone kind of logjam there. Looks like Greg Lovell was dropping back. And the 03 car gets into him. Gets him 45 degrees sideways, and Lovell gets caught by the wall.
No caution.
No caution. We stay green.
There you see the replay, though.
Herman Reese into the outside wall. A little bit of our leader has changed. KJ has gotten on by that 73 car, and they've just taken off from him.
That's a little frustrating if you're the 73, right?
Respectively. Tail of 2 J's up here. Now that they've cleared our original leader here, yeah, I think Ricky J is going to try to make a charge back of this 029 car to get back around him.
And again, closing in on those pit stops. They last pit on lap 65, so have about 5 laps left here on fuel-ish. Probably can go to about, probably can go to lap 86? 87?
Yeah, something like that. I would hazard a guess that would be correct.
And then it comes down to how early do you make your last pit stop? Do you go for the undercut? Do you want to have fresh tires late in the run? I think
I think you'd want to have it as late as possible on this one, just so that you can make it to that last pit stop. And whenever you take that last pit stop at the end of that fuel run, you'll have the freshest tires.
So, I'm always of the mindset, like you said, run this one as long as possible. And then kind of see where that leaves things for the end of the race. Are you of the mindset to go run your car out of fuel, or split that last however many laps, probably around 30? Split that 30 laps that you have remaining in half. What are you doing behind the wheel?
Honestly, I think I'm just taking it to the end of the run, especially because, remember last year we were talking about it. You blow that right front tire. I would just want to take the 4 tires and fuel just to have that security. And have it last me to the end. So you do that later pit. Yeah, you're going to lose some spots early, but the idea is if you get on pit road as quick as you can, then you might be able to gain that back with those fresh rubber. With that fresh rubber, I should say.
That's definitely a fair point. Oh, there's a car in the grass.
On the grass? That's not where they're supposed to be. Eli down the grass. Oh, Danny Hardy almost got into him there.
What happened here with Eli?
Starting to come through on pit road.
Like, he just got loose coming off of 4. Get into that grass, there's no grip. Goes for a little spin.
Our leader's still staying out here, but lap 86 at 120, so you got to think they'll be coming down shortly here, Joe. But they have definitely dropped off about a second from their best lap time. So tire wear is definitely a thing here. Not as much maybe as, like I said, last week, but they're definitely dropping off. I haven't seen any reports just yet. I think the 193 saying he's coming down this time. They're both going to come down pit road.
And Herman Reese has already pit too. He undercut him again.
Ricky J made sure he got right up on the back bumper of that 029 coming onto pit road. He tried to make sure that he did not leave anything out there. It'll be a race to see who can execute the best. If Ricky J can do this right, he might be able to beat the 029 off pit road, and the 029 actually overshot his pit stall a little bit. This should give Ricky J the opportunity he needs.
03 Danny Hardy able to get into his box. Good this time.
The 029 still gets the run off, even overshooting that pit stall. That first place pit box really does pay off a little bit, doesn't it, Joe?
It does, but here comes Herman Reese once again, going to be able to take back the lead again, using the undercut to his advantage to get the track position, and still running, still trying to grow this gap.
He's going to try to grow this gap, but we saw what happened last time when these guys started picking up on him. They really picked up on him, so it'll be a game of cat and mouse here to see if he can hang on to this. I would think that he wants to make that gap even wider than last time to see if he can kind of prevent them from getting up to him a little longer, see if he can kind of let that compound on itself here, because when he does it again, presumably for this pit cycle, to make it to the end of the race, the last pit cycle, if he can undercut him again, he might even get a bigger gap, which then there probably won't be enough time left in the race for them to catch him.
BSR Magoo is currently listed as your leader. He's on the pit lane right now. Just went by him, so Herman Reese will be the leader. Oh, 29's having trouble getting into the box is what the report we're getting. Weird glare. Oh, buddy, Steve Grant. It's into the outside wall. Got to be careful here coming off of turn 4.
Still stopped up there, but he's starting to roll right now. He's in a better area now that as these guys are coming on by him. The worry, we saw it earlier when the 68 was stuck in the wall, was that he was stuck there right on the exit, so Greg Lovell didn't have anywhere to go when he got to him. This time Steve Grant stopped on the front straightaway there, so everyone had enough time to move around and weren't being pulled by physics up top.
Pulled by physics, I like it. Aren't we all just being pulled by
dunked
physics?
on by Mother Physics.
Mother Physics.
Herman Reese still leading here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the second spot. Goes to 029 of Kilojoules. Third spot goes to 193 car of Ricky J, who's just passing the 22 machine of Rick Craddock, taking that third spot. Ricky J actually has been losing some time too, and I think we're under caution.
We are. Third caution of the night is out. Smoke on the back straightaway. It's the 28. That was
stopped on the back straightaway there. That scared me for a second.
Third caution of the night out here on lap 91.
Looks like Keith just lost it in a weird spot there. Oh, it's 19. A Furco gets into him. That's rough. Furco was having a great night.
See the replay? It just car hooks back right.
Now, Joe, this is going to throw a little bit of a wrinkle. What were we saying? Like 20 laps? Maybe 21, 22 laps? Maybe?
Yeah, so we'll be going back green around 97, 98, maybe? That's probably being pretty hopeful.
Right there. That's you'd have to come down pit road on that last time around, I think.
And again, we talked about it. We talked about it with last year's race. the tires at the end meant something. We saw Brandon Hawken lose one. We'll show you a replay of that once again here once we come off the pit lane, because it's going to be crucial here for these drivers. If they do try to stretch it, they do try to save the fuel like they did last year. They're very, very careful. 3 times wear, though, too. It's going to be a lot harder to save that lap or 2 of fuel that you're going to need. Everyone, though, on the lead lap electing to come down the pit lane. Danny Hardy misses the box just a little bit there. Folks, while we're watching pit stops here, I'd like to remind you to vote in our fan poll. What was your favorite all-star race location? KJ gonna win the race off the pit lane. Herman Reese, Ricky J, Danny Hardy, Nelly, Harry Cody, and Mike Coulong, Monty Keller, Terry Scott, Furt Go. I missed that last car, Greg Lovell. Well, Ricky, I think this is now as good as time as ever to kind of show this replay once again of last year's race.
I think so.
All right, let's throw it to it.
No, he's still going.
Rogers, but wasn't mean for our leaders. They're all kind of on the same cycle here. Can they make it to the end? Brandon Hawken looking low, blocking low, blocking low. They're still under power coming into turn 3. Do they have enough to make it back to the start-finish line?
Just need enough to get off a turn 4.
Brandon Hawken goes into the wall, blows the right front tire. That's going to let Ricky J get on by. Ricky J going to come down off of turn 4 and win the race here with no power.
Oh my goodness.
What a strategy, Coleman, on 193. So Brandon Hawkins still under power here. He has his hull pretty much sealed up.
The right front tire goes.
Yeah, blows out, going in the middle of 3 and 4. One more turn. 140 laps here. Literally 1 quarter left, and that right front tire gives out.
And there you saw the replay from last year's event. Again, Ricky, we were talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it here through the end of this one. How important will it be to not only save your tires while you're saving fuel, but also to manage those cars around you and try to be the guy that's out in front? Because here's the thing. I know I've been disappointed running out of fuel and not making it to the end of the race, but I'm a heck of a lot more disappointed if I'm running second and I run out of fuel than if I'm leading and I run out of fuel.
Yeah, because when you're in second, you run out of fuel. It feels like it's all for naught. At least when you're leading and you run out of fuel, you can say you almost had a shot at it. So it's a bit of a sting. So you want to make sure you're up front. Just for the bragging rights, if anything else.
And 21's getting the lucky dog, and these other 3 that are staying out are going to get the wave rounds. Everyone just pit, pretty much, that's staying out here. So those guys will have to make another pit stop, though. They're going to be too far outside the window. Welcome in, Allie. Thanks for tuning in. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. We're going to get the 1 to green here. Going to be going back green on lap 97. I predicted it. I called it. I'm actually very proud of myself for doing that. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action returns next Thursday night to the Rockingham Speedway. 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. Then it's the Fast Renegade Cup Series from Gateway Sunday, June the 5th at 9. And then the Velocity Racing League makes their JTN debut from Watkins Glen, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are your next 3 races, all right here only on JTN. 3 really good ones coming up, Ricky.
3 good ones coming up indeed, but I think tonight's going to be a pretty good one here.
That was a very forced thing that you just said.
Beep boop, bobbity boop. No. But
you sounded very
I mean.
I know what you mean.
Here. We got going to be
been a really good race
outside of that pit window, and I think it's going to be fun.
Ricky, what would we be up here in the booth if we couldn't call each other out for our BS? Nothing. That's what we'd be. All right, get ready.
Robarts.
Get ready to go back green. Happy early birthday, Allie. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here from Charlotte. KJ with control. Herman Reese, Ricky J, Danny Hardy, your top 4 here for this restart. What could possibly be the last restart here on new Goodyear Racing tires. Going to be an interesting one for sure. KJ with control. Green flag. We're back underway here in Charlotte.
KJ gets a good jump here on the 73 car, but Ricky J gets the inside of that 73 machine. Going to try to clear him here coming through turn 1, and he does it. But we got 13 car up in the outside wall. That's Harry Cody, and everyone's going to motor on by him here, though. Herman Reese losing a ton of spots here. Mike Coulong in 7th, now to the inside of Herman Reese.
Stuck on the outside, but not necessarily a bad thing to lose these spots, because now you're in the draft. You got more cars in front of you. You can really focus on saving fuel. Is Ricky J going to go to the lead? And you heard it there. I heard a couple cars clutching going down into 1.
Couple cars clutching down to 1. I think they're going to be saving it to try to make it to the end. I don't think any of these guys are going to come down again if they, unless they absolutely need to. I can't think that they would, Joe.
I wouldn't. I know I'm saving like a madman right now. Working lap 99 of 120 here tonight. The Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from the Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte. Or in Concord, I guess. Nonetheless, it's been an exciting one so far. Only 3 cautions on the night. Plenty of green flag pit stops. Plenty of shakeups here at the front. Right now, it's the Voiles trucking forward of BSR Ricky J leading it, trying to break the winning streak. That guy right in there in second, our points leader, BSR Kilojoules, on a 3-race win streak. Ricky J looking to break it up here as we head into the summer months. One update before we get to the end of this race on our JTN fan polls. The Charlotte Motor Speedway actually leads the poll with 72% of the vote for your favorite all-star race location. If you haven't already got the chance to vote, make sure you do. That poll will close here at the completion of tonight's race. Don't know how many bragging rights are on the line. Working lap 101. That ticker is having a fun time right now. It is lap 101. If we get a chance to fix it, we will.
Across the line for lap 102. Ricky J still leading here in that second spot. Kilojoules. Danny Hardy up to the 3rd position. Nelly in 4th. And 5th spot goes to Mike Coulong. Herman Reese right now riding around in that 6th spot. So we definitely went a ways back there, Joe.
Again, I don't know if it's necessarily a huge detriment right now to be back here in traffic. You got to focus on saving fuel. You're not focused on being up front leading laps right now, as Herman's going to say, screw that, Joe. I want to make passes. Gets to the inside of the 199, makes the pass for 5th. I love it. I always say one thing and then the drivers do a completely different thing, and it just makes me look like a silly guy.
Now we see the inside of the 103 car here. Nelly, I don't know. Maybe Herman Reese was... I think he stumbled a little bit there, but I do think that... depending on how close they are on fuel here, I think these guys might... the problem is, if everyone can make it, then you don't have... then you're wasting time riding around the draft. You just gotta start making moves and getting on by these guys. So I think it's a balancing act, but Herman Reese definitely making quick work of these guys at the moment. And we are under caution here, Joe. The 19 of Furco, so this throws all the fuel strategy right out the window.
Now come take tires, come take some fuel, and hope that we don't have another one. 4th caution of the night. Furco around on the front straightaway. Let's grab you a replay. Fetch you a replay.
Looks like he just got loose.
We've seen that so many times here off of turn 4 tonight.
We have. Now, one interesting thing, Joe, just to keep the questions coming here. At the end of a run, they're about a second off pace. I know that they've run maybe not even 10 laps on these tires. Do you take 4 or do you try to take 2 and leapfrog these guys?
Give me 2 tires.
I would think if you take 2, you might be able to gain a lot of position here on these guys. Might be able to hang on to it for a little bit. I think it does come into play after a while. You saw it with Herman Reese earlier. These guys kind of tracked him down, but I think those 2 tires at least put you on a good place to fight. If enough people take those 2 tires, you can kind of get the leaders caught up, wasting their time on them, and you can reap the benefit of that strategy. 22-car Rick Craddock staying out here. I would imagine that's going to be a lead a lap. I think he's a lap down at the moment. Yeah, he is. So we'll probably take the lucky dog.
Yeah, so can't even come down pit lane this time. So everyone else, though, on pit road. This is the money stop of the night. Does anyone take a chance to take only 2 tires? Looks like 4 tires for everyone here at the front of pit lane. Looks like 4 tires for everybody on pit lane, Ricky. No one wanted to take that risk.
Pit lane, KJ hangs on to it. Ricky J just barely gets eked out on pit road there. So they'll basically restart this race how they came in pit road.
That fixed for you folks at home. Look at that. That's the magic of television, baby.
That's that good old-fashioned TV magic.
So KJ gets back the lead there once again on pit stops. That #1 pit stall coming into play so many times here tonight. Might be a good question for him if we're talking to him in victory lane. Ricky J, though, going to look to play spoiler here on the win streak of that 029 car. Then Danny Hardy lining up here in third. Again, looking to rebound from last week's disappointment in Texas. Looking to get that podium finish, if not the victory here tonight. I guess everyone's always looking for a victory, huh?
Everyone's always looking for a victory.
Folks, would like to once again remind you that our upcoming races here on JTN are as follows. June 2nd, we got the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from the Rockingham Speedway. Coverage beginning 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time from that one. That's next Thursday. We get a week here on JTN to regroup after a wonderful month of May. Then it's the Fast Renegade Cup Series from Gateway, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on June the 5th. June 6th, the Velocity Racing League heads to upstate New York in the Watkins Glen International Road Course, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. All those races, of course, live right here only on JTN. I always like that part where I get to say only. That exclusivity, you know? Ricky's giving me weird looks up here in the booth, folks. You couldn't tell. All right, Ricky, I asked you last time when we were coming back green how it would play out. How does this one play out?
I don't know, because I thought KJ would get a jump when they started side by side. Him in the 193 and Ricky J did a good job of hanging with.
Now we saw Ricky J able to get by the 029 about 10 laps into a run, but then KJ was able to get back by in that last 5 or so laps of the run. This one only going to be about a 11-12 lap run. I just used run a lot there, but nonetheless, what does KJ have to do? Because those numbers that I just gave out, they do not bode well for driver 029.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I just threw a bunch of numbers at an engineer, and he did that. That was usually the response you get, because they want to dissect it, folks. They want to have all those numbers on paper. Look at the trends. You got Larry Mac's trends pulled up, Ricky?
No, because I don't think Larry Mack plays video games.
The answer to question number 2 might surprise you. KJ, BSR Kilojoules, points leader, looking for win number 4 in a row here, looking for win number 9 on the season. Going to lead us back to green. Ricky J to the outside, Danny Hardy, Herman Reese, and Nelly, your top 5. Restart here with 12 laps to go. Green flag. We're back underway here in Charlotte.
KJ gets a good jump there, 193. Ricky J, though, trying to stay with him on his back bumper here as they come through turn 1 and 2.
Saw Ricky J really trying to get down in line as quick as possible. Saw what happened to that 73 of Herman Reese last time. Herman going to look to the inside of Danny Hardy, trying to find a way around for third. Not able to get positioning that time through corners number 3 and 4. Back up front, battle for the lead, the Bruin. Ricky J looking to the inside of BSR Kilojoules for the lead. He's there as we head down into turn 1.
Ricky J and KJ side by side here coming into turn 1. 11 laps to go here at Charlotte. It is a dead heat here coming down the back straightaway.
Danny Hardy way up the hill. He loses the 3rd spot. Where does Herman Reese go? Decides to push the 193 of Ricky J down into turns 3 and 4. This time at the line, it's going to be 10 laps to go. KJ big time loose there in that outside line. That allows Ricky J to pull away with the lead.
Oh, Nelly goes down into the grass, and he is around, and we'll see if he gets back up on the racing surface. Oh, he makes contact with the 19 of Furco and the 114 of Eli, and that's going to be a caution right there. I think they're not racing back. They're not racing back.
Oh, we're wrecking.
Are we racing back? Oh, they're wrecking Greg Lovell around, the 49 of Brave. I guess they did hit the 10 to go.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
My goodness.
Oh, that might end up being a secondary there on that 028, but Nelly, heavy damage. There's a lot to dissect here, folks. That was your TWB 10 to go, though. Head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com now. From porches to patios to more for all your outdoor lighting needs. They have you covered again. GardenLightsDirect.com. All right. Interesting series of events here. Really kicks off with Nelly hits the apron here coming off of turn 4. That gets the 103 car all loosey-goosey. Goes for a tumble.
That was a hard shot.
And in the case, it looks like it's Eli in the 1-4, or is it Furco that makes the contact? Let's see. You're gonna see the wreck up in front. There's just trying to shoot the gap. Ugh. Sickening hit for the 103 car. And Eli just, at that point, it's kind of like what we saw with Ross Chastain this past week in the All-Star race, right? You're committed to your line. You don't know if that car's coming up. You just have to commit to it. Nothing, I don't think there's really too much the 114 could have done differently there.
Yeah, I don't think there was a whole ton that he could do in that situation. It's tough, though. It's definitely tough.
And then this down the back straightaway. You got a couple guys that I think they're... So, let's see. Let's see. Caution is out. I think Herman Reese is going to tag the wall here. He does. Everyone kind of gets spooked, slowing down. Then it's a big log jam back here. We're still racing back, though, at this point. Monty Keller tries to get to the outside, contact with the outside wall. Kathy. That is a good... Needs a helicopter specialty, though. He was whirling around like a top.
That old whirly bird.
But nonetheless, I mean... all these guys back here, you're super duper frustrated, right? Because you're racing back, it's 10 to go, but you're at that weird part where Some guys, I think, did get the caution.
Yeah, I think that might have been what it was.
But the leaders obviously didn't, because they were well past the start-finish line. And that shakes up the running order here at the front of the field, because as we come back live, Ricky Jay is going to have the lead. Herman Reese there in second. Mike Coulong in the 199 going to line up in third, then KJ fourth. Harry Codian, Monty Keller, Terry Scott, Rick Craddock. And then Randy Waugh and Magoo, your top 10. Couple cars, looks like probably coming down the pit lane. Nelly, of course, in the 103. That car, I do not know how he's still driving it. I don't know how it looks as good as it does. But nonetheless, there it is on your screens at home. Things just got interesting to end this one here tonight, didn't they?
Things are getting a little interesting here, Joe. Question is, too, is what lap are they going to be going green? How much time left are they going to have?
But going back green, if pace car lights go off this time, I think they will. Do they? Yes. So going back green with 5 to go. You got to caution the race is over at this point. You know everyone's going to be racing out of their minds, trying to make up spots because we've seen it so hard to pass. Going to be a very aggressive final restart to this race. I would ask you to pick a winner, but I think you probably pick the guy that shares your name.
That's biased and close-minded, and you're probably right. I probably would pick Ricky Jay at this point. Excuse me. I meant to have my mic muted for that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's 10:30. My joints hurt. I'm old. I'm dying. Coming back green here, Ricky Jay going to be leading this time on a Herman Reese. There's going to be Mike Coulong, 4th spot, going to be KJ. Here they come back into the restart zone. Joe, take us to the green flag.
Ricky Jay with control. Herman Reese there on the outside. Most crucial restart of the night. We're back underway. Wheel spin out of the 73. Outside line going to get a big checkup. We're 3 wide for second.
3 wide. Who's going to be the benefactor here? They're all right there.
Oh,
but
no!
KJ gets side was into Herman Reese. Oh, there's going to be a big spin here.
Big spin behind him. That one will end this race. We're racing back to the line. There's another wreck. 66 and 21 around down the back. Mike Coulong sitting there in second. But coming off of turn number 4, it's going to be Ricky Jay wide and clear off of that corner. He'll win it here. Takes the yellow flag. It might as well be the checkered. Oh my goodness.
There's a lot to unpack on that one, Joe.
Good thing we got about 4 laps here under yellow to get things figured out.
All right.
Well, let's start up front, and let's go helicopter cam, because
Herman
it's
Reese
always the
stumbles
best
on that
one.
restart. I think he has a wheel spin there. KJ guns for the middle. Mike Coulong's on the bottom, so they're running three abreast here, coming through one. And just seems like KJ. Actually, it looks like it's a little bit of netco between the 199 and the 029. They never actually make contact for me.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
So it just gets into Herman Reese. That's very unfortunate for Herman Reese. Nothing you could do about that.
That secondary incident with the 66, 03, and 21. Oh my goodness.
I think the 21 comes down onto the 03. The 03 hangs onto it, but the 21 gets into the 66, and they both go to the inside wall.
A 3 wide doesn't normally work here at Charlotte, and I think we just saw another example of why. KJ accidentally shifted into reverse.
Oh no.
That's that, folks, is called you got a lot of things going on, so you made a mistake.
Ricky J's pacing around here to wait to see if he takes this checkered flag. I would think that unless the lights would have to go out next time. Yeah, they would have to go out next time by.
Yeah, I don't think they
Which
will.
I don't think they will. But you never know. We'll look. But you know, look at this. Look at this top three: Ricky J, Harry Kodian, Mike Coulon. But Harry Kodian, especially in that 13 car, started pretty deep in the field here. Made it all the way up to second. So great run here for that 13 machine.
Go to the drone cam here from behind the 029. Behind this 3 wide. It's the best camera that we have. It's the best camera money can buy. There you see it. You'll see the smoke. And you hear it too. You hear them revving, revving, revving. And an untimely disaster for kilojoules in that 029. Gonna finish the last car here on the lead lap. Moment of truth. Pace car lights will stay on, so Ricky J will be your winner. Harry Kodian in second, Mike Coulon in third. Rick Craddock gonna wind up fourth, and Danny Hardy gonna round out your top 10. You got Monty Keller, BSR Magoo, Brain Fade, Eli, and Nelly both getting top 10 finishes after that horrific crash that set up this final restart. Pretty good rebounds there, all inside the top 10.
That is for sure. But it is going to be Ricky J's night here in about a lap. Granted, nothing happens to him. And Ricky J is probably... Wishing I didn't say that.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said he just needs to make it this one more lap, barring that nothing happens. JTN jinx.
That would be the ultimate one, wouldn't it?
I think so too.
All right, white flag in the air with the yellow. One final lap here tonight from the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning into JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, please, oh please, drop a like on the video. And if you're new around these parts, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cannot thank you enough, as always, for all of your support of us here on JTN. It does not go unnoticed. We're slowly climbing our way up to 1,100 subscribers. Just past the 1,050 mark in the last couple of days, so cannot thank you enough, as always, for that. And cannot thank all the boys here at Bomb Squad Racing, Brian and Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking, for their support of this series, of these broadcasts, and us here on JTN. Ricky J in that Voiles Trucking Mustang going to come home your victor here tonight. He snaps the winning streak of our points leader, BSR Kilojoules, who, coming into tonight, had a worst finish of 15th at Richmond, where he lost a gear. Not going to have a worse finish than that here tonight, but definitely gonna hurt that average finishing position for that 029 team, which was sitting at a 3.07. Nonetheless, though, the guy that really needed a win to kind of claw and scratch his way back into the title fight gets it, coming to the line. BSR Ricky J will take the victory here from the Lowe's Motor Speedway. That race was entertaining, Ricky. I think that's in the end that's the best thing to talk about tonight, because it was, man oh man, that was such a fun race to call.
Absolutely. What a fun old time.
6 cautions on the night and 120 lap race is always a good one here on JTN. Ricky J will get the opportunity to burn it down for these fans here. Just witnessed a fantastic race. Our fan poll has closed for the night. Winning that poll of what was your favorite all-star race location is this, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. With 66% of the vote, Bristol took home second with 14%. Atlanta and Texas both taking home 9%. Burn it down, Ricky J, your winner here tonight in Concord. That's a healthy burnout. That's a burnout of a guy that really wanted to win tonight.
That's sure.
That's 2 in a row here at Charlotte. We'll move on to our post-race coverage here on JTN. Get you the results on your screens in mere moments. Talk with our podium finishers. And once again, folks, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. This is where we need some, like, fun little music and some little, like, congratulations to Ricky J on winning here tonight. You know, like the little, have you seen the post, this is all on air too. These are the conversations we have, folks. We're letting you a little bit behind the scenes, but you know, like when the team wins the Super Bowl, oh, you can now grab the winning gear of your 2022 Super Bowl champion, the LA Rams. Yeah, we should have an ad like that or something. That'd be fun. All right, folks. Enough of the boring stuff from us. Let's go ahead and start by bringing in tonight's winner. He's the driver of the number 193 Voiles Trucking Ford. You know him, you'll love him, BSR Ricky J. Ricky, congratulations on the win. How's it feel to get a victory and snap someone else's winning streak for a change?
It feels good, Joe. It feels good. I definitely feel a lot better today.
Take us through those last couple restarts because, man, oh man, they were hairy.
Oh, it was tight. Especially once we got to those last 2 restarts with the last restart with the older tires. Wheels were spinning a little bit, but we just kept our foot in it and we were hoping it stuck, and it stuck well. And, you know, we got a good break there. KJ had some trouble with gearing there at the end, and they were 3 wide behind me, and that's the best side you can see. So we just hung on, and when the caution came out, we just brought it home.
Well, bringing it home here in victory lane, obviously, as the defending champ of the series, I mean, you can tell me if I'm off base with this, but I don't think this is the start to the year that you guys were looking for. And it's not a bad start at all. You know, I think 3 wins on the year already, a lot of really great runs, but there's also been a lot of bad runs mixed in there. A lot of times due to luck more so than, you know, maybe not having speed. But winning a race like that was crazy and hectic like tonight, does that kind of help right that ship, right that luck, maybe kind of swing it back to you into your favor?
Yeah, it definitely does. We've had speed all year. I know I've always had the speed. It's always just a matter of circumstances, and you know, if a race plays into your part or into somebody else's part. KJ's done a hell of a job all year so far.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just been, you know, going at it and playing it week by week and hoping for the best.
Well, playing it week by week has gotten him plenty of wins, and he'll probably continue to do so. Ricky, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Before we let you go, though, floor is yours. You know what to do.
So I want to say thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles from Voiles Trucking, everyone here at BSR for coming out and racing every single week. It's been a good time. We're going to keep it going. just want to say thank you to you guys for putting on the broadcast every single week, and everyone out there for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back again.
Going to be another fun one. How do you feel about Rockingham next week?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. Definitely have a lot of setup work to do there. Haven't really done too much testing for that track, so it'll be interesting to go there in the Cup car here at BSR finally. So it'll be interesting to see, but we'll give it our best.
Well, going to be another good one next week, Ricky. Congratulations on the victory, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
BSR Ricky J, driver 193 of that Voiles Trucking Ford Mustang, your winner here tonight from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's go ahead and next bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 13 M4S Installation Chevrolet. Harry Cody, and Harry, you got a copy?
Yeah, hey Joe, how's it going?
I mean, it's going pretty good. We just saw a heck of a race. How's it going for you, though? 15th on the night and finishing second. I think that's what we call a win.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors. Yeah, I've you've seen me race, and I'm usually up there, and I have struggled since I've come to this league. A couple things, most of the leagues we run in, we don't do a lot of the game tracks. And they're all game tracks here. So I don't have a lot of sets. Matter of fact, I loaded up at Darlington and I had a fixed set in the garage and knew I was in trouble. So yeah, I've really been struggling here. And also the 3X throws me for a loop a little bit. So I finally got pointed in the right direction tonight and, had a decent car, but definitely it was lucky to finish where I did.
How does that help? Does that help with the confidence now moving forward? Because like you said, and I mean, we've seen it, 13 team, you behind the wheel of this car. We know that you expect more in the results than maybe we've seen the last month or so. How does tonight kind of right that ship for you and this team and kind of give you that confidence now as we move into the summer months where we're going to get more of these tough tracks when it comes to tire wear and handling?
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully the other guys will see that, okay, hey, he can race a little bit instead of just moving over and letting everybody go, because that's what I've been doing, obviously coming over and racing with these guys. I don't want to be in the way, holding them up and, racing over my head. So as you've probably seen, as I'm caught, I just let them go. So, hopefully definitely more confidence for myself, and maybe they see, okay, he can run. Maybe I get a little more.
Well, Harry, we've seen the improvements. You've been getting this team and car and going in the right direction. Congratulations on the second place run here tonight. Before we let you go, though, you've done this before. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, well, obviously, thank these guys, BSR, for letting me run over here. Fun league. Some more good drivers for sure over here. And, thank my son for painting up my cars for me. And thank JTN for broadcasting all the races. And like I'll sit back in a little while and enjoy the race. You guys always do a great job. So thank you.
Harry, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. And once again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight.
All right. Thank you. See you guys.
Harry Codian, driver number 13, your second place finisher. Always fun to talk with Harry because... well, first off, he's always really nice to us, and we really appreciate that, right, Ricky? But know that he puts a lot of work into running good here and gets that result that they've been looking for. We go ahead and move on now to driver 199. We're talking with him again because this team continues to show the speed. It's Mike Coulong, or BSRM Coulong. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but
No, Mike Coulong's.
Okay, good, because whatever. Third place run, another podium, but take us through that last restart, because man, I think my hands would be dripping right now after how crazy it was.
I honestly haven't even looked at it, but I know it was calling it 3 wide on the entry to 1. So I was just trying to hold my line, and I think KJ said that he missed a shift, or I don't know if he shifted to reverse or something, but he missed the shift right there. So I'll go back and double check, but I knew it was going to be Harry when they called the 3 wide on the entry. So.
Well, obviously this track very, very narrow compared to, last week at Texas and stuff. How tough was it here tonight though? Because it seemed like the tire, you had the tire fall off and stuff that we've had the last couple of weeks, but it didn't seem as drastic. How much did that kind of play into getting a good run here tonight? Obviously we saw you in this 199 team up inside the top 5 all night long. How much was that tire wear kind of played into things?
I expected there to be a little more tire wear, but I think everybody came very prepared for this week. So it was some tough racing. It was tough to manage your tires for the run because everybody was doing it. So that was just a little bit of a challenge.
Well, Mike, a challenging race for the drivers, a great one to watch. Congratulations on the 3rd place run here tonight. Before we let you go, though, the floor is yours. You're the pro at this now. You know what to do.
Yeah, I just want to thank Brian and Kathy for the sponsorship they do for Bomb Squad Racing. Magoo for the great job he does at running this whole league, and everybody else that helps out. Thank my sponsor, Velocity Garage, for their support, and what a great job, and my teammates that helped me test and prep setups. I couldn't do it without them.
Mike, congratulations once again on the 3rd place run here tonight, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
BSR M. Coulong, Mike Coulong, driver of the number 199 Velocity Garage Chevrolet, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Well, Ricky, that's going to conclude our coverage here tonight from Charlotte. Man, oh man, oh man, what a fun one to watch.
What a fun one. Did not disappoint. Had a lot of fun tonight, and just go fashion Charlotte racing there.
A great race, folks, and there's going to be more of them coming up here. Again, we're live every Thursday night with the boys here at Bomb Squad Racing, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's actually the next time we're live, too, next week. Again, Rockingham, June the 2nd. Don't miss out on that one. With all that being said, though, we cannot thank you enough for all the support you've given us, your support of us here on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. That does so much to help support us. For everyone, though, here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for watching it, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trial. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the right and a wreckage behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Hill. He comes